Hello, and what's on my design wall? Well, I've been working hard on a couple of blocks here. You can see the Kinship Sampler. It is by Gnome Angel, and she's doing a hashtag 100 blocks in 100 days. Not for me this year. I've done 100 blocks in almost 100 days. Not this year. So I have 3, and they're up to 40 so far. And underneath is a quilt shop sample that I'm making called Raffia by Violet Craft. Raffia Weave quilt. And you can see it's got ribbons, and it's her Betty's Luncheonette. We'll do a close-up, and it's super cute. Now this star behind me is an adventure in using my Cricut Maker. I cut that out with the Cricut Maker. I cut the triangle pieces, and then I cut the squares and sewed it together, and it worked. I can't believe it, but it worked. And I am working on a sampler quilt that I designed a couple of years ago called New Beginnings. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to learn how to use my Cricut Maker with some of these different colorways that I have, some layer cakes and a couple of scraps that would work perfectly. This quilt block here is in the shade. It represents being at the beach under an umbrella with the ocean and sand. I used white sand right here. And that is Kristen Esser's contribution to the Moda Bake Shop Quilt Along. It's a summer beach theme, and this block is a free pattern on Moda Bake Shop. You can go to modabakeshop.com and you can find all of it. They've been doing this for a couple of months. I've got one block. You know, summer. I get really, really busy. What else have I been doing? So before we do close-ups on the blocks, I want to show you. I finished my starling quilt, and I quilted feathers. Yes, I did. I will do a still picture at the end, but this is one large quilt that's about 60 inches. And what's interesting, it was a free pattern by Fat Quarter Shop, and it's a big star, and you can see it's called Starling because it has these bird-like patches in there. And you'll see they go around in a circle around the star, and I knew the traditional pattern as Circle of Swallows, and you can enlarge it 60 inches, piece it, put feathers on it. And what I love is that I used contemporary fabrics with a traditional block. I think it worked. I liked it, and I used a crazy chevron on the back. Now, tip of the day, because I do long arm quite a bit for other people. Now, I chose a white, and it stood right out on the blue. I like that. But the background of the star and many of the fabrics is white. And then on the star, the thread recedes to the back. My goodness, it's warm today holding this quilt. My. And I like that look, that it's bold in the background. It kind of goes into the background on your piecing and doesn't detract. But pick a back that has a pattern, and you can see the thread. I have to bury this one. It blends in. As a long armer, I kind of like the backs on most utility quilts to blend in. Show quilts, maybe not, but for this, it works. I wanted it to blend in. You can see the feathers up close, but it doesn't stand out a mile. And sometimes feathers, you get a couple wobbles here and there, and a little camouflage is a good thing. So that's been on my design wall this week. I'm working on a new project with the lessons that I'm doing with Better Life Quilting, or Better Life Living Blog, Better Life Blog VIP. So for our Cricut lesson, we're going to do a stencil on here and paint. And I'm scared because I'm not good at that. I'm not good at painting, but I'm going to go along with the lesson because I signed up for it, number one. And number two, I've always wanted to do the wine and sip types of painting. And I thought, why not? get out of my comfort zone, be a little bit challenged, and maybe inspired. So watch for that next time. If it turns out horrible, I'm going to show you anyway. So let's look at the blocks up close. This is a 12.5 inch. This is a 12.5 inch, and these rectangles are about 6 inches long and 4 inches wide-ish. Let's look at them up close. You can see there is the beach one and all of these cute little samplers. So I hope you had a great week and that you're inspired to be creative. We'll see you back in a week or two. Welcome to My Creative Corner 3, a podcast about quilting, creativity, crafting, and life in my northern town. Come back weekly and we'll chat about all the things that I'm working on. My name is Vicki Holloway, and welcome to the podcast.